And now we're joined by former Syracuse offensive lineman Adam Terry, who will join us on the radio broadcast throughout the season. And Adam, you've seen practice with us here the last 2 days, Friday afternoon, and then a scrimmage Saturday morning. Coach Baber said about 150 plays. What are your impressions of what you've seen so far?
It was, it was interesting. A lot of competition. First one, it gets a little bit rusty. Guys going the wrong way. A lot of coaching on this one. This is a great opportunity to see, them go back up into the film room and see how they're coached, and we'll get a little bit more glimpse of what they're capable of doing next week. The thing that stood out to me is intensity out of Alton Robinson, and then also those young DBs and corners and Trill Williams and Cisco, and you just start to see that length and height that Coach Babers has been talking about.
Well, the nature of this scrimmage, just less than 3 weeks to the opener, is to get the 2s and 3s in there a great deal, and I think you'll see that tighten up certainly next Saturday and over the course of time. But you mentioned a couple of A-list players there. Alton Robinson and his understudy, Kingsley Jonathan, seem to make a huge impact on the defensive line.
Yeah, really disruptive. It's you're looking at the offensive line, and you've got two very good tackles out there competing, and they got to just figure out who that left and right tackle is right away, and then just to start to see that depth at the defensive end that Coach Danner was just talking about. It's going to be interesting when they can put 4 fast guys in there and not have a D tackle on third down.
Yeah, we'll see how that shapes up once you're game planning a little bit more, which really wasn't the focus of today's activity. You mentioned, and that's really been the talking point of camp here so far, these young defensive backs. Andre Cisco, Trill Williams in particular, Ifiatu Melanfonwu, another one. They seem to show just as you swoop in here for the first time.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're just standing on the sideline. You don't even have to go off the sideline to see this. 6'2", 6'3", long arm guys, 200+ pounds that can run. That's the and Coach Stewart was looking at the defense, and you talk about it in the past. It's add length. You start to see the length in the past 2 years of the recruiting class, and now they've got guys out there right now that can play. Probably, there's probably 2 of them that could go out there on the first day and be the starting in the secondary versus Western Michigan.
So on the offensive side, a little hard sometimes to discern, because while it was full tackle or even a thud for some of that time, the 2 quarterbacks with Eric Dungy and Tommy DeVito were in a no-contact situation. Some of the others were not. Chance Amy ripped off a long touchdown run on a kind of a broken play, and Jarvion Howard had a long run.
Yeah, no, you start to look at some of those young guys that are cleared to go and get hit, and running down the field, being elusive. It was interesting to watch, but that's all predicated off the offensive line, making sure that they get their blocks done. I'm partial to that. So, they did a pretty good job. They matched intensity early. They hit the halftime. Coach Babers threw the 3s out there. Everybody got involved, and then boom, the 1s went right back out there. Offensive line started ripping right away, and you just get to see what Coach Kavanaugh is trying to instill in these guys.
Yeah, and last thing, Adam, if you were a player at this point, 1 scrimmage down, another one, and then there'll be a little bit of a taper off period until the opening game. What's your mindset? What are you trying to think about right now for this week coming up?
Yeah, main thing is just ratchet up that intensity. The intensity is the main thing. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna see something that you've never seen before, but you hear the defense talking about loafs, and you see the offensive line talking about intensity and physicality. It's just go out every day and make sure that you can match the intensity that the defense or the offense is going out there, and that's how you become better over a period of time.
All right, that's Adam Terry. Looking forward to his insight once the season begins, if not before, getting some of those thoughts on the proceedings here. As for the team, a scrimmage again next Saturday, and we'll have all the coverage for you right here at Cuse.com.